UFC's year kicked off with Conor McGregor in the news. Unfortunately for Dana White, it wasn't for fighting. In the cage, anyway. Firstly, Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov accepted fines and suspensions for their post-fight brawl after the acrimonious main event at UFC 229. Shortly after that, McGregor decided to smash an overly persistent fan's phone and found himself charged with strong-arm robbery and criminal mischief. Then, he decided to tweet his retirement again, saying, "Hey guys, quick announcement, I've decided to retire from the sport formerly known as mixed martial art today." And shortly after that, the New York Times named him as the person of interest that Dublin police had been investigating for sexual assault. It was a horror way to start 2019. The first big fight story came by way of flyweight champion Henry Cejudo, who beat TJ Dillashaw as the bantamweight champ tried to become a dual division champion, all in only 32 seconds. A head kick knockdown and a series of clean shots from the former Olympic gold medalist were enough for referee Kevin McDonald to wave the fight off. But Dillashaw's protests at an early stoppage were soon drowned out by the news that the former bantamweight legend had tested positive to an EPO and copped a 2-year suspension. So the best hair in the business jumped up to Dillashaw's old division and stopped Marlon Moraes late in the third to capture the vacant bantamweight belt. Cejudo managed to fulfill Dillashaw's dream and become the 4th champ in UFC history. Fans got a glimpse of the future when middleweight champion Robert Whittaker suffered a near-fatal collapsed bowel and was rushed to hospital on the eve of defending his title against Kelvin Gastelum. In his place, Israel Adesanya's fight with Anderson Silva was promoted to the headline, and the last stylebender showed the Brazilian legend what it was like to face a charismatic counter-striker with lightning reflexes. 2 months later, Adesanya was back in the ring. At UFC 236, he dropped Kelvin Gastelum 3 times in the 5th to take the decision and the interim middleweight title. In our fight of the year, both men put each other down and gave us 5 rounds of technical chaos. Gastelum almost finished the fight in the 4th, but Adesanya rallied with an absolutely savage 10-8 round 5. It was superb. In the heavyweight division, Francis Ngannou welcomed Cain Velasquez back to the cage with a first-round knockout before following that up with the same result against Junior Dos Santos to become the #1 contender. Unfortunately for the Cameroonian power puncher, the champ, Daniel Cormier, was out of action from that most classic of old man injuries. "I hurt my back in New York City when I sneezed," Cormier told MMAfighting.com. "This was no joke, and I'm still trying to rehab it." Light heavy legend Jan-Jun managed to stay controversial as he continued to try and prove he was clean by registering with VADA and introduced fight fans to the terms picogram and pulsing. Then, in his defense against divisional bolter Anthony Smith, he was deducted 2 points for clearly kneeing his opponent in the head while Smith was down. He was lucky to escape a DQ. Dustin Poirier beat featherweight champ Max Holloway at UFC 236 to snare the interim lightweight title and an all-important shot at Khabib Nurmagomedov. Dustin landed bombs early and often, and while Holloway survived, the move up in weight seemed to have sapped the power of the Hawaiian strikes. Poirier split Holloway's face open and got the judge's nod in a stone classic. Jessica Andrade powered her way through Rose Namajunas' pretty striking to take the women's strawweight title with a slam KO at UFC 237 in Brazil. And Valentina Shevchenko absolutely flattened Jessica Ai with an at-once sickening yet beautiful head kick to make her first defense of the flyweight title at UFC 238. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.